Hey guys, welcome back to another video in Cap Blanc X Princess Justice. Today's video we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Like what is going on in Miraculous? It's crazy. We got 2 clips of Mega Leech and Crocoduel, and we also got a synopsis for the finale. And like you saw in the thumbnail, it's worse than we thought. It's so dark. It's bad. And it's bad for Hawkmoth, but it's also bad for Marinette and Adrien. And we're going to be talking a lot of stuff, like Adrien will finally know that Marinette likes him. And we're also going to be talking about Lila and Felix. They're going to meet. They're going to finally meet. And we all have that suspicions. Lila and Felix are the future villains, the future Hawkmoth, the future Mayura or something. We have those suspicions. And probably it will come true. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, we're going to be talking about Mega Leech too as well in those clips. We're going to analyze them. And we're also going to analyze the synopsis. So if you want to know, don't leave this video and subscribe down below. And once again, I want to remind you guys that my summer goal for this summer is 100k subscribers. I know we can do it, and we will, hopefully. And just hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you think. And let's begin this video. Mega Leech is chronologically the 10th episode of season 4. We got a huge clip of it, and we see Ryuko, we see Max, we see Carapace, we see also a hand. And saying that they're doing Pound It, we see a hand of the possible Polymouse, which is Milan using the mouse Miraculous. So let's break it down. So we first see the first few scenes, and those first few scenes, we actually saw them in a different angle in Optigami. So during that scene, like during this episode, we actually find out later in Optigami that Natalie was actually spying on them during this time. But what is going on right now? Well, like what is happening? So we want to see again, I think it's going to be the last time we ever see like those old Miraculous users, because after Optigami, I really think that Marinette is not going to be giving those Miraculous back to those people. Like of course, give back to Vesperia, give back to Polymouse, but to Max and to Ryuko, no, because Marinette doesn't understand in Mega Leech yet, because that's the 10th episode chronologically before Optigami. After Optigami, Marinette realizes the risk she has been giving to these people because Hawkmoth knows their identities. So after Optigami, everything changes and she's gonna have a new band of superheroes. But that's why we don't see that consequence yet, and we see her using Ryuko, Max, and all that stuff. So going back, what is going on here? What is the Akuma? What is Mega Leech? So if we actually see it a little closely, we see Canoir flicking his foot, and we see a little small Maledictator. And Maledictator was an Akumatized from before, and we see him very small. So what I think, if we see another clip, we see Ladybug trying to de-Akumatize multiple Akumas and a Mox. So this brings to mind that there's a lot of Akumatizations and a lot of Senti-monsters. What is going on? So I think that Mega Leech has absorbed a lot of Akumatizations, and that's why Marinette got Polymouse. That's why Milan is in this episode, because she needs someone to go and get smaller and become a lot of, superheroes. So because we know in the episode of Quine Buster, Marinette became smaller and there was multiple multi-mouses, right? So that's the same thing with Polymouse. Polymouse, which is Milan, is going to become smaller, get into the size of those other Akumatizations, and defeat them. But we're just theorizing. We still don't know a lot of stuff about Mega Leech, but definitely we have a huge spoiler. So we definitely know what's going on here. So many people have been asking, where is Reina Rouge? Where is Alia? And I don't think she's going to be fighting, at least in this episode, because when everybody's saying Pound It, she's not in there. Plus, we know that this episode is episode 10. Reina Rouge or Alia does not have the Miraculous permanently. So the only way she can get that Miraculous is that if Ladybug gives it to her, or she gets it from the Miraculous box. Maybe Ladybug doesn't really need Reina Rouge today. And she doesn't really need Reina Rouge for this problem. I don't think Reina Rouge really needs to be in this episode, and I don't think something bad happened to her either, because we see the episode after this, which is Guilt Trip. Everything is fine. So I don't think it's something that we should really worry about. Ollie's not here because she doesn't need to be in this episode. Probably she will be in the episode, but she's not going to be fighting. Now let's get to Crocoduel. In Crocoduel, we see a little clip, but we still don't have any narrative or dialogue like Mega Leech. Mega Leech, we had dialogue. In this clip, we don't see any dialogue. We only see Marinette with Julika and Luca, and we do see how crocoduel is formed, and it's Jagged Stone and Jagged's mother together. So what is going on here? Nothing. I don't even know. The thing is that I don't know why Marinette is there, but we do know that Marinette is important for the Jagged Stone family. So I just think that she was invited there and something. And also another thing, we see that she's a little bit more comfortable with Luca around. So definitely there's something going on. Either that episode they reduce tensions, or it's just another episode before that they reduce tensions, that they're okay, you know, all that stuff. We do see that Tiki's getting mad. I have no idea why. Probably she's discussing with the Kwamis because Marinette has problems with her love life through Luca, because I don't know. There's a lot of things going on here, guys, that we still don't know specifically yet because there's not a lot of context. But something that we do know for sure, and I finally really want to talk about it, and the good stuff or the scariest part of this whole season, the last episodes, the finale, the final attack of Shadow Moth. Finally, Hawkmoth is gonna finish with his stupid ideas because he just really is dumb. I'm sorry, like Shadow Moth really does not have a life. But as much as I want to think that this is the last of Shadow Moth, let's focus on the play of words. The final battle of Shadow Moth. So it could mean a lot of things, or it can just mean that it's done for Hawkmoth, like Gabriel as being Shadow Moth, or that's it being Shadow Moth and he's going to continue being Hawkmoth. I don't know, but I think personally that this is the end of Gabriel being Shadow Moth or Hawkmoth or whatever you can call it. And the next Hawkmoth person is going to be Lila. And Lila's someone that we all suspect, the whole fandom does, since like she came to Miraculous. It's just a lot. So I really think that Lila is going to be the new Hawkmoth, and this is the end of Gabriel. There's a lot to this theory, so let's begin with this theory. So this episode is called The Final Attack of Hawkmoth because it's a set of 2 episodes, like Hero's Day in season 2. Now let's read the synopsis again, okay? Having understood that Ladybug always triumphs thanks to her prudence, Shadow Moth conceives a diabolic plan with a supervillain capable of pushing his victims to take all the risks. When Marinette learns that Adrien has to leave Paris for several weeks with Lila, the new face of the aggressive brand, she's ready to do anything to prevent him from doing so. How far will it go? Until the fatal risk of revealing her identity for love? And will Adrien take the risk of standing up against his father? So I told you guys in my last video about what are your theories, and this girl, Virginia Joseph, has something similar what I'm thinking. So let's read it. I feel that Marinette will reveal something, but not her identity, and I believe it's her love to Adrien that will be revealed. I think that revealing her love would give Adrien the power, enough confidence to stand up against Gabriel, and I know the Miraculous team will try to make us believe that she will reveal her identity for more suspense as always, but that's not the truth, believe me guys. Maybe in season 5 when Marinette will get closer to Adrien, she will seriously think about revealing her true identity to him. Sorry for any spelling and or grammatical mistakes, I'm not so good at writing English. No, Virginia, you're really good. And another thing, I really believe this. I actually was having this theory, the same exact one. And I really think, Miraculous is known to keep us with the suspense, but I really think Marinette will not reveal her identity, and instead she will reveal her feelings to Adrien. I think that would be such a beautiful ending in season 4. Now this is my theory. I think in this episode, in this final episodes, Marinette is gonna have that suspense. Like, we're gonna have that suspense that she's planning to reveal her identity to Adrien, but then later we find out that she actually doesn't and leaves a letter with Adrien to read it in the train to go where? They have to go somewhere, right? We learned in the synopsis that Adrien and Lila are gonna go for some weeks away, but where? And before I get there, Adrien is going to receive a letter, and he's going to read that Marinette has feelings for him, and he's going to think about it. Then he's going to get to his destination. What's the destination? Where is Lila and Adrien going to? This is my theory. In London. Why London? I feel like this is where Lila and Felix are going to meet for the first time, and both of them are going to clash with the same ideas, because we know that both Felix and Lila have bad views of life, and they're mean, they're villains, they're both villains. So I think finally they're gonna both meet up. They both are gonna team up, and we're finally gonna see the future villains of Miraculous Ladybug. Now, I think that Gabriel's gonna send his son to London, first of all, because that's where his other family is, and Gabriel is probably planning something really bad. So that's why Gabriel doesn't want his son to be in Paris, because he doesn't want Adrien to get hurt. That's why he trusts Lila to take him away and to be in London. Let's just say that they're in London and Adrien gets a notification that there's something going on in Paris. He needs to go back. So I have two theories. One, he has the Miraculous of the cat. He can just fly back with his space powers back to Paris and save the day with Ladybug. And both Felix and Lila find Gabriel. They both also go to Paris. And they see both Ladybug and Cat Noir defeat Gabriel. And Shadow Moth is over. But when they go to find the Miraculous, they see that they don't have it. That Gabriel doesn't have it. And Lila and Felix have the Miraculous. But no one knows that yet. Like, their identities are secrets. And they have the new Miraculous. Because it's the end of Shadow Moth, but not the end of the new future Peacock holder, right? Let's say that Adrien, before going to London, he talks to Ladybug and he'd be like, hey Ladybug, I'm gonna be going away in Paris and you need someone to be battling with you side by side. No excuses because Shadow Moth is a terrible villain and he's capable of doing bad things. Please give my Miraculous to someone to help you. And Ladybug, first of all, is gonna be even sadder and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna be alone. I'm not gonna have my trusty, helper with me. So what's gonna go on? So the thing is that Adrien doesn't have the Miraculous and sees that there's something going on in Paris. So what does he do? He goes on the train, he goes back to Paris, and he sees that Ladybug is trying to defeat Shadow Moth. But during that train ride, he realizes everything that Gabriel has been doing and Shadow Moth have been doing, and he connects and he finally opens his mind and be like, whoa, my father is Shadow Moth. So between Ladybug is fighting directly with Shadow Moth, I feel like Adrien, without the Miraculous, will go between them. And Shadow Moth has to, he doesn't want to hurt his son. So he's going to be like, Adrien, get out of here. And Adrien is going to say bad things about Shadow Moth, like, you're a terrible person. And I know you're my father, which disappoints me even more. And Gabriel is going to be, shocked. Like, wow, my son hates me that much. And that's where we see the synopsis here playing, that Adrien stands up to his father because he realizes that his father is Shadow Moth. So this is the end. The final attack of Shadow Moth is the end of Shadow Moth. We don't know what crazy thing he's going to be doing, but we do know that it's going to be the end. And I really think that Natalie is going to go to a coma, in the last of the episodes. First of all, because there's a lot of things that are going on with Natalie, and I did a theory about it that she's gonna die, so go and check it out because it definitely deserves a listen because it's really intense. And that's it, guys. I really think that Marinette, instead of revealing her identity, she's gonna reveal her feelings to Adrien. So after Shadow Moth is done, I feel like there's gonna be a really pretty scene of Adrien and Marinette finally talking out, hey, I read your letter that you said that you liked me. And I think that's gonna happen. And we're just speculating here, guys. Remember, these are just theories. And they're really intense. That's one thing for sure, that we know that this season is very intense. But yeah. So in conclusion, basically, I feel like Adrien is just gonna find out that Marinette likes him. And instead, Marinette won't reveal her identity to him. Another thing is going to be the end of Shadow Moth, but the beginning of the new Peacock and Butterfly holders, which is going to be Lila and Felix. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!